Aries. The energy around you right now is powerful, raw, and honest. The universe is preparing to pull back the curtain, and what's about to be revealed could change the way you see your path forever. October the 12th is not just another date on the calendar, it's a turning point. A cosmic spotlight is about to shine on something you couldn't fully see before. A truth, hidden, buried, or ignored, is coming to the surface. And once it does, everything will begin to make sense. So Aries, stay with me till the end of this video, because what unfolds over the coming days may not only explain the confusion you've been feeling, but also set you free from something that's quietly held you back for months. And if you find this video informative, join the Aries Wisdom family and make sure to subscribe my channel and hit the like button so you never miss daily Aries insights. Now, let's begin. The energy leading up to this revelation has been building slowly, like thunder rumbling before a storm. You've probably felt it. That restlessness, those intense dreams, that sense that something big is about to happen. The truth is, the universe has been preparing you for this very moment. Every delay, every silence, every emotional trigger you've experienced lately has been a piece of a much larger puzzle. And now, as the moon dances closer to Virgo and Mercury moves through Scorpio, secrets begin to stir. These cosmic forces don't just bring truth, they demand it. You may have noticed certain patterns repeating lately. Conversations that circle back to the same point. People revealing their true colors, sometimes unexpectedly. Or maybe you've started to see yourself differently, realizing what you've tolerated, what you've outgrown, and what no longer fits your soul. That's the universe whispering, look closer. Because October 12th is not here to destroy you, it's here to awaken you. Aries, you are ruled by Mars, the planet of fire, courage, and raw drive. You are the Zodiac's warrior, the one who leads with passion and lives with intensity. But right now, something deeper is happening beneath that bold surface. The universe is calling you to slow down, to listen, to feel. This time, the battlefield isn't the world around you. It's inside your heart and mind. You're not fighting an enemy, you're facing your own reflection. The hidden truth that's about to come to light isn't meant to destroy you, it's meant to set you free. For weeks, maybe even months, you've been sensing something is off. Perhaps it's been a relationship that's felt out of alignment, a career path that once excited you but now feels draining, or a friendship where the energy no longer matches yours. You've been trying to make sense of mixed signals, unclear motives, and confusing emotions. But every time you thought you understood, something changed again. That's because this truth couldn't be revealed until you were ready to see it with open eyes and a brave heart. This moment, Aries, is your emotional awakening. The fog that's been clouding your judgment is beginning to clear. The universe is pulling back the curtain, showing you who's been genuine, who's been hiding something, and, most importantly, where you might have been hiding from yourself. Maybe you've been ignoring your intuition because facing it would mean making a hard choice. Maybe you've been clinging to a dream that no longer aligns with who you've become. Whatever it is, this week brings an undeniable moment of realization, one that might shake you at first but will ultimately empower you. Remember, Aries, truth doesn't come to punish, it comes to liberate. The more you resist it, the louder the signs become. But when you finally stop running and face it head-on, everything starts to make sense. You begin to see how every delay, every disappointment, and every detour was actually guiding you here, to this exact point of clarity. You'll finally understand why certain people had to leave, why certain opportunities slipped away, and why the universe waited until now to reveal what's been hidden all along. So as October 12th approaches, prepare yourself, not with fear, but with faith. Because what's about to be exposed isn't meant to break you, it's meant to remind you of your own strength. You're stepping into a version of yourself that's more honest, grounded, and aligned than ever before. The warrior in you is awakening again, but this time you're fighting not to win, but to heal. Around October 9th and 10th, Aries, the energy begins to intensify in a way you can't ignore. It's as if the universe turns up the volume on your intuition, and suddenly everything feels louder. Your emotions, your instincts, your inner voice. You might notice you're more sensitive to the energy around you, to people's moods, to the tone behind their words, even to the atmosphere in a room. Don't brush it off as overthinking. This is your spirit tuning in to something that's about to be revealed. The veil between what's seen and unseen grows thinner, and you're catching glimpses of truths that have been hiding in plain sight. Pay close attention to your dreams around this time. They won't just be random flashes of imagination. They'll hold symbols and messages trying to guide you. You might dream of a person you haven't spoken to in a long time, or find yourself reliving a memory that still holds unresolved emotions. Even waking moments will feel symbolic. Numbers repeating, songs playing at just the right time, words overheard that feel like they were meant for you. These are not coincidences. The universe often whispers before it speaks loudly, and right now it's whispering through the smallest details. There's a certain spiritual rhythm this week that will make synchronicities impossible to ignore. A phone call, a random encounter, or even a passing comment could hold meaning beyond what's obvious. If you find yourself feeling pulled towards someone or something, trust that pull. Your intuition is at its strongest. Don't be surprised if you catch yourself having a thought, and within hours it manifests in reality. This is cosmic alignment in action. It's the universe saying, "You're ready to see now." And then Aries, as this awareness deepens, something begins to shift on a personal level, especially in your relationships and emotional connections. If you've been sensing distance from someone close to you, that gap may now make sense. The energy around October 9th through 12th is about clarity through confrontation, not in an aggressive way, but in a way that finally releases tension that's been silently building. Someone may reveal a truth, or you may find the courage to express something you've been holding back. Conversations that once felt impossible now flow naturally because they're meant to happen. If you've been walking on emotional eggshells, afraid to ask questions or dig deeper, this is where that ends. Hidden emotions rise to the surface, and while it may sting at first, it's exactly what's needed for healing. You might hear words that surprise you, or realize that the silence itself has been saying more than words ever could. Either way, the truth comes through, and it brings both clarity and closure. In matters of love, this could mean finally understanding why someone pulled away or why a situation hasn't been progressing. Maybe you've been investing energy into someone who wasn't ready to meet you halfway. Or maybe you've been protecting your heart so fiercely that you've built walls even against those who care. Whichever it is, this week will mirror your heart back to you. The patterns become visible, the lessons undeniable. In career and purpose, the fog begins to lift too. If you've been uncertain about a path or project, the answers start aligning. A conversation with a mentor, a subtle shift at work, or even a gut feeling could point you toward the direction you've been meant to take all along. What once felt like confusion will now feel like confirmation. You'll realize that the universe was never delaying your progress. It was preparing you for this moment of realization. The truth that surfaces may feel intense, even shocking at first, but beneath that initial wave of emotion is a deep sense of relief. Because Aries, nothing drains your fire more than pretending not to see what's right in front of you. This is your release point, the moment you stop carrying the weight of uncertainty. You'll breathe easier once you stop resisting what you already know in your heart. By the time this energy peaks around October the 12th, you'll feel lighter, freer, and more connected to your inner truth than you've been in months. The truth doesn't just set you free, it reminds you of your power. And once you see it, Aries, you can't unsee it. You'll never go back to ignoring your intuition again. For those in relationships, Aries, this week feels like standing at a powerful emotional crossroads, one that could transform the very core of your connection. The universe is urging you to stop sweeping feelings under the rug and start having the conversations that matter. You've been strong for too long, pretending everything's fine when deep down, something feels off. The air has been heavy with unspoken words and quiet tension, and now it's time to release it all. This isn't about conflict, it's about clarity. You may find yourself or your partner suddenly opening up about what's been weighing on the heart. And though that honesty might sting at first, it's exactly what your relationship has been needing to breathe again. These next few days will test your ability to be vulnerable, to say what you really feel without fear of rejection or misunderstanding. Maybe you've been holding back affection out of pride, or maybe you've been carrying hurt from something that never got resolved. Whatever it is, this week's energy wants you to speak from your heart, not your defenses. The more authentic you are, the more your partner will meet you there. It's not about winning an argument, it's about finding emotional truth. You might be surprised at how relief floods in once the truth is out. Because when love is real, it doesn't crumble under honesty, it grows stronger through it. As these emotional walls begin to crumble, you'll start seeing your partner and yourself in a softer light. You may finally understand where their fears come from, or realize that their silence was never about disinterest, but about confusion or emotional protection. Love becomes less about expectations and more about understanding. The two of you begin reconnecting, not through grand gestures, but through small, genuine moments. A lingering touch, an honest conversation, a shared laugh that feels like old times. The emotional atmosphere becomes more grounded, calmer, and filled with compassion. You're reminded that true love isn't a fairy tale. It's a journey of learning, forgiving, and evolving together. However, for some Aries, this week might also mark a turning point, not an ending, but a realization. If your relationship has been running on autopilot, or if the emotional connection has faded despite your best efforts, this cosmic energy may illuminate that truth too. Don't resist it. Sometimes closure isn't loss, it's liberation. Whether you choose to rebuild or walk away, this week helps you do so with peace and self-respect. You'll know what's meant to stay because it will meet your truth halfway, and what isn't aligned will quietly fade. Either way, Aries, you come out of this week stronger, wiser, and far more attuned to what love truly means. Because love built on truth never breaks, it transforms. For the single Aries, this week brings a deep and beautiful emotional awakening, one that feels both surprising and familiar, like remembering something you'd forgotten about yourself. There's a moment of realization, almost like a quiet epiphany, where everything that once felt confusing about your love life begins to make sense. You start seeing patterns, the kind of people you were drawn to, the dynamics you kept repeating, the parts of yourself you might have dimmed just to be accepted. But instead of blaming yourself or others, you simply understand. You realize that every experience, even the painful ones, was shaping you into the version of yourself who now knows what real love requires: self-awareness, boundaries, and emotional honesty. You might find that someone from your past reappears during this time, perhaps through a message, a dream, or even a random encounter. But this time, the energy feels different. They're not coming back to restart something. They're coming as a reflection, a reminder of how much you've evolved. Where once you may have been eager to rekindle or explain, now you simply observe. You don't feel the need to chase closure because you already have it within you. You can appreciate what was without needing it to be again. And in that moment, you realize something powerful. You've outgrown the version of yourself that once settled for almost love. This is growth in its purest form. Meanwhile, new energy begins to stir around you. Someone's presence feels magnetic, almost destined. It could be someone you meet unexpectedly, or someone whose energy you've felt building for a while but haven't fully noticed until now. There's an instant recognition, not just of attraction, but of soul familiarity. They don't just spark your passion, they feel safe. This connection doesn't pull you into chaos, it grounds you, and that's the biggest shift of all. For the first time, Aries, you're not chasing butterflies, you're choosing calm. You're not seeking the rush of being wanted, you're craving the peace of being understood. This week, your approach to love transforms from chasing validation to aligning with energy. You begin asking different questions. Not, do they love me, but do they bring me peace? Not, will they stay, but do they match my frequency? That simple shift changes everything. You stop romanticizing potential and start honoring reality. You attract partners who reflect your healed self, not your wounded one. And because you've learned to find fulfillment in your own company, you're no longer afraid of being alone. You're selective, patient, and spiritually grounded. The universe mirrors that energy right back to you. So if love enters your life now, it won't come to complete you, it will come to complement you. Because when Aries learns to love themselves first, they stop searching for fire, they become it. As the middle of the week unfolds, the hidden truth continues to reveal itself layer by layer. Some of it may come as subtle realizations, moments of quiet understanding where you finally see things clearly. Others may come through unexpected confrontations or messages that force honesty. Don't resist it. Don't try to control how others show up. Just listen, not with fear, but with awareness. The universe is showing you what's real so that you can stop chasing illusions. By October the 12th, the energy peaks. This is the cosmic climax. The moon's influence combines with Mercury in Scorpio, creating a perfect storm for deep emotional truth. You may have a powerful moment of awakening, one that changes how you think, how you love, and how you move forward. It could be as simple as a realization that your worth was never tied to someone else's validation, or it could be as profound as understanding that what ended wasn't a loss. It was protection. This day, Aries, is like standing in front of a mirror and seeing your true reflection for the first time in a long while. You'll see how far you've come, how much you've learned, and how deeply you've healed. The truth that comes out may not be gentle, but it will be clean. It will strip away illusions and leave you with clarity. And that's something you've been craving more than anything: clarity. Aries, when the truth surfaces this week, it may feel like a spark striking dry wood, sudden, hot, and intense. Your first instinct might be to confront it head-on, to demand answers, to make things right immediately. That's your natural Mars-driven fire at work. You're a sign of action, not hesitation. But the universe is gently urging you to slow down. You don't need to prove your strength through reaction anymore. The real power now lies in your ability to pause. When you stop chasing immediate closure, you allow understanding to unfold in divine timing. The truth may sting, yes, but it's also sacred. It's not here to hurt you, it's here to free you. Let your emotions breathe before you act. Silence for you this week is not weakness, it's a sacred shield. In stillness, you'll see things you would have missed in chaos. The influence of Scorpio deepens this lesson. This energy calls for emotional precision, to feel everything, but not to let those feelings drive impulsive choices. Scorpio teaches that transformation happens not through reacting, but through observing. Watch people's actions instead of their words. Pay attention to what the situation is showing you, not what it's taking from you. You're being guided to master your emotional fire, to turn it into light instead of destruction. Every truth revealed now has a purpose, even if it shakes your heart. You're evolving from the Aries who reacts into the Aries who responds with wisdom. Remember, sometimes silence speaks louder than confrontation. This week, your peace will be your proof, and your patience will be your power. Once the truth settles, a wave of peace follows. The chaos begins to make sense, the tension fades, and your energy lightens. That's because truth is liberation, not punishment. You may notice your intuition heightening, synchronicities aligning, and your spirit feeling lighter. This is your soul aligning with reality. You're finally walking in harmony with your truth instead of running from it. The emotional transformation this week brings is powerful. You'll feel stronger, wiser, and more grounded than you've been in a long time. This is your rebirth moment, Aries. The fire within you is no longer wild or erratic. It's focused, calm, and clear. You've learned that real power doesn't come from control or resistance. It comes from surrendering to what is. Let's add a little cosmic humor here. It's said that Aries has two speeds, all in and what's next. But this time, the universe wants you to find a middle ground, to observe before you leap, to feel before you fight. Because when you do, you'll make decisions from wisdom, not impulse. So as the weekend arrives, breathe. Reflect, let go, write down what you've learned, what you've released, and what you're now ready to attract. The old cycle ends with truth. The new one begins with peace. Remember this quote, "Truth doesn't hurt, denial does." Once you stop denying what you already know, life begins to flow again. By the end of this week, you'll feel emotionally reborn. You'll understand what's meant for you and what's not. You'll stop over-explaining, stop chasing closure, stop settling for half-truths. You'll feel a new kind of freedom, one that comes from finally standing in your power. So, Aries, as you step into this next chapter, walk with your head high. The universe didn't reveal this truth to break you. It revealed it to rebuild you. You are not the same person you were a month ago. You are wiser, calmer, and more aligned with your purpose. And if this message resonates with your spirit, don't forget to like, share, and comment. I'm ready for the truth below. Let's fill this space with courage, healing, and light. Because when one Aries awakens, the world feels that fire. Stay strong, stay aware, and remember, the truth doesn't end your story. It begins your freedom. And when Aries finally sees the truth, there's no going back, only forward with fearless clarity and divine strength.